When I saw Rise of the Lycans in 2009, I was totally against the vampires. Mistreating the Lycans, deplorable sleeping conditions, working long hours. I was like, darn, I want those vampires dead. But now, Blood Wars is out. And this is what a good franchise like this does to you. It changes your point of view. The movie starts out with Celine riding a motorcycle bike. You can see her trench coat just flying through the wind like if she was the Dark Knight, one of my favorite superheroes right now. When I heard the voiceover, I thought to myself, my God, she is still a fugitive, being wanted by her enemies and her own kind. And maybe that adds to the fact that she accepted to join the vampire rank so quickly, because when you are a fugitive, your resources are very limited. You need money, you need food, you need lots of friends. And in this case, Celine, she's not a human being. She's this supernatural being with superpowers. And even still, she needs a lot of friends. And I think that explains why she accepted to join the ranks so quickly. And I really felt her anguish. I felt a Celine that was worn out. I really felt, the tiredness that she was, going through, of, tired of running from the Lycans and the vampires. One thing that I noticed was this party where, you had both younger vampires, you have the older vampires, and you could really tell who is who there because of the way that they were dressed. The younger vampires were dressing in a more modern, had a more modern look. The older vampires had this traditional gothic look. You see the chandeliers, the candles, the hallways. This movie does have a gothic look. All of these movies have that. Another favorite scene was when she found this frozen waterfall. That was so cool, because she decided to jump and grab the ice. When I saw her jump, I thought to myself, okay, now I know how high a vampire of her age can jump. And I can honestly say, I think she jumped like 15 or 20 feet. Her friend David, I think he went even lower than that. You have to be aware that Celine in this movie is more powerful. You have this boss Lycan, which is very different compared to the other Lycans in size and demeanor. He was very aggressive, and when she saw him transform into this Lycan, she was very surprised. She even asked, "What are you?" And I think in some way she remembered Michael Corbin. There was another battle that I really enjoyed a lot. It had to do with Celine and this boss Lycan over a frozen lake. It was beautifully filmed, and it just left me wanting more. I really did. I just found it was so short. I really wanted to see, what else, give me more, give me more. There were lots of blood in the film. There was a little bit of gore as well. I saw at least 4 fatalities, 2 with vampires and 2 with Lycans. It was awesomeness at its best. One of the best scenes in the movie was when Celine came back and David, performed by Theo James, he said, "You're back," because everyone thought that she was dead. That was an awesome comeback. And when she says, "Yeah, and I brought back up," awesome scene right there. You have to remember that Celine is more powerful in this film, since you all know that she drank the blood of Alexander Corvinus. I really love her attitude against the Lycans, her mannerism, the demeanor that she had, the presence, the determination that she had in her face was worth $1,000,000, because I remember there was a scene where she was like shooting this boss Lycan, and without giving you any spoilers, but she was like shooting and shooting, and she would take one gun and take another one. She was so determined to finish him off, and you could, but the look on her face was so awesome. I've never seen a Celine like that. This Celine was very different. Celine has a new power which involves speed. At the end of the film, some of my friends, when they finished watching the movie, were asking me why didn't she, use this power all the way to end her enemies. And my answer to that is that vampires rely on their blood, and to perform these feats of super power, super speed, super whatever, they rely on blood, and the more they use that power, the more blood will be spent. If you don't believe me, go back a couple of movies and you will see Victor, when he was resurrected before his time. He was awakened, I mean, and he had these tubes, feeding him blood, and he was so weak he could barely walk. Vampires need blood to execute these super feats, and that's why Celine, you don't see her do this super speed thing all the way through. But this is an awesome film. I do fear that the absence of Michael Corbin is going to affect the franchise. I hope not. Reason being is because Michael Corbin was such an awesome character. He was so interesting, being a hybrid. And I feel that the production company, the franchise, is going to, have to step it up a notch. And they have something on their advantage, and it's Celine's daughter. And I really hope they know how to put the next films together in such a way that, we will remember this franchise forever. I also believe that this is the beginning of the franchise. When you see these films, you cannot see them as individual movies. You have to see every film as one, like if it was a series. It's such an awesome franchise. These movies, you see alliances joining together, they break up. You see things coming and going and changing, and it just puzzles you. And that's the beauty of Underworld. It just surprises you every step of the way. I've seen a couple of reviews of people not liking the movie. I'm very sorry they feel that way. But I can tell you, I like the movie. Of course, not as like the first couple of movies that came out, 1, 2, and 3. But this movie is pretty good. I liked it a lot. It's going to be in my movie collection, and I'm hoping for the best for this franchise without Michael Corbin, because he will not be back. I'm sorry to tell you, but Michael Corbin will not come back again. So let's see what the future awaits for us. Guys, that's all for me in this video. If you're still here, please remember to click the bell icon up there. And if you're new here, subscribe. I'll be here brainstorming more horror for you. Goodbye.